2024 the greatest year of your life. It's going to take work and discipline to achieve your goals. And so many people don't want to hear the work and the discipline part. We just want to wake up and be wildly successful. And the reality is that's just not how this works. You don't just wake up. You don't just become successful. You have to put in the work, put in the time. And a lot of us are trying to go after a dream that we're not even developed for. Write that down. A lot of people are trying to go after a dream that they're not developed for. And year after year, they're frustrated, like, why is this not happening for me? Because you're not developed for it. Certain doors never opened in my life without development. Certain platforms were never given to me until I was processed for those platforms. Certain experiences never veiled themselves to me until I elevated. And a lot of people are making slogans, writing resolutions, saying positive vibes and all the right words, but they are not developing to become that thing that they want to achieve in their lives. And that is the thing that is holding so many people back from a life of success and prosperity. There is nothing wrong with making resolutions. However, what I really need you to do is to develop the resolve to make your dreams a reality. There's nothing wrong. I don't set resolutions. I don't believe in resolutions, but a lot of people do write resolutions. I know a lot of people that are successful in terms of making resolutions. Do what works for you, but more than writing the resolution or setting the goal, I want you to develop the resolve to make your dreams a reality, because one thing I can promise you, every year you're going to face challenges. Every year you're going to face contradictions. Every year you're going to face crises in your life. And in those moments, you're going to have the courage and the capacity to contend for the manifestation of those things that you are hoping for. So many people go into the year with this sense of euphoria and enthusiasm, and I tell them right out the gate, you're going to encounter challenges this year. Things are going to go wrong. Everything is not going to work perfectly. Have you prepared yourself emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually for the challenges that are going to come with this year? And most people haven't prepared for that because they're just positive thoughts, positive vibes, and they get a few weeks into the year and life happens. And all of a sudden they're discombobulated. And I'm like, life happened last year and the year before that and 5 years before that. Life is always going to happen. And that's why you have to work on your emotional state, your psychological state, your spiritual state, and the ability to maintain uncommon focus is really going to be the key to your success, because there's always going to be things that try to throw you off course and to get you to deviate from the plan and the purpose that has been ordained for your life. But in the midst of your excitement and enthusiasm, I want you to get really clear on what you need to eliminate from your life in order to elevate your life. Let me say that again. In the midst of your excitement and enthusiasm, I want you to get really clear on what you need to eliminate from your life in order to elevate your life. In fact, I want you to spend some time this weekend in your breakthrough journal, and I want you to write about what do I need to eliminate from my life to elevate my life. And don't write a sentence or two. I want you to really write. Let it come forth from your heart and your soul, because that's when the best writing and the best breakthroughs happen. And I guarantee you, as you start to write about what you need to eliminate to elevate your life, answers are going to come to you that are going to help you to make this the greatest year of your life. See, nobody's talking about this. We're talking about resolutions. We're talking about positive thoughts. We're talking about positive affirmation. But nobody is talking about the things that you need to eliminate from your life in order for your life to be more successful this year. Every year I hear people talking about who they're going to cut out of their lives in order for this year to be better or to be different from them. My problem with this is that they have cut out everything but the real source of what is not working in their lives. Let me say that again. A lot of people go into every year talking about what they're going to do, what they're going to change about their lives, who they need to cut out of their lives, but we never cut out the real source of what is not working in our lives. In other words, most people have yet to realize that they are the greatest enemy to their own success. So every year people like, I went through my Rolodex or I went through my phone and I'm deleting this number and I'm deleting that person. And I'm like, they don't understand. You can delete every contact in your phone, but if you don't look in the mirror and realize that the greatest enemy to your success is the person staring back at you in the mirror, you are not going to be successful. And, last year I told you, it was a very challenging year, but it was also the greatest year of my life. I was pushed beyond my comfort zone in a place I've never been pushed before. I had to get uncomfortable. I had to upgrade in so many areas of my life. It was not easy. It was very nerve-wracking, and it was almost terrifying, but it was the greatest decision I ever made because I learned so much about myself. I demolished self-limiting beliefs and perceptions that I held for a long time, and I faced some of the greatest fears of my life, and it made me a better person. But a lot of people can't say that about last year. Last year was a repeat of the year before and the year before that and the year before that. And a lot of people like it was just so rough and I'm not making the progress that I want to make. And a lot of this boils down to us not realizing. Notice that when I just said that it was a challenging year, but it turned out to be the greatest year of my life, you notice I didn't mention anybody. Nothing outside of myself contributed to that. All of that was on me. And I don't think enough people are really willing to take that responsibility and realize that you are where you are because you choose to be there. And what one thing are you going to do that's going to make the difference in your life this year and in the years to come? And so as long as you don't get out of your own way, you will never live your greatest life. A lot of us are not doing what we need to do to get out of our own way. And it's why so many people are frustrated with their lives. Their lives are not working. Their lives are not functioning at the level and capacity that their lives should be functioning. And we have to make that very conscious effort and decision to get out of our own way and to do the work that is so necessary to the transformation and the revolution of our lives. And at the same time, what I also want to say to you is that we've done lots of cutting, but we have failed to identify the source of the problem in our lives. I mean, you can cut everybody off, but at the end of the day, I have worked with a lot of people around the world over the years, and a lot of the things that we blame for why we're not further in our lives are not even the real thing that's in the way. The real reason that we're not further is because we haven't done a lot of the things that we need to do individually to get to a different place in our lives. And so everybody can't handle that. There are some people, when I start to have that conversation with them, they push back. Some people walk away. Some people start to yell and get upset because most people are not interested in taking responsibility for their lives. We're always looking for somebody to blame. And I always tell people that blame brings us relief, but it will never produce the results that we want to see. So when you finish blaming, your life still is no different. My life never changed until I took responsibility for my life. And at the end of the day, it's not about what this person didn't do, what this person didn't contribute. I am wherever I am in whatever season of my life that I'm in because I choose to be there. And when you do that, you take your power back and you have the power to choose and to create the reality that you want to see for yourself. And all that cutting out, they have not grown and expanded their capacity in any way. So, every year people are like, I'm cutting, delete. If this person hasn't done this for you, delete them out of your life. Well, guess what? At the end of the day, it's not everybody's responsibility to do all this stuff for you. And at the end of the day, a lot of people are deleting people that they haven't done anything for either. A lot of people want people to be all this stuff to them when you have been nothing to them. So I'm always that person that's just going to keep it all the way up front with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to dilute it or water it down. I'm just going to tell the truth. And a lot of people have very high expectations for other people and very low expectations for themselves. I have very high standards. for myself. So if I have high standards for myself, I'm going to expect and demand it from other people. So